Let me make sure we're recording. I think everything's cool. So, should I hear something now? Got no sound. Rob. Yeah, you should hear something, Rob. Are you using your phone or just voiceover, Rob? Your computer hardware? Well, it's recording anyway, so there's a few people rolling on, but let's get started. And this is a new, unique way that I have found to make money selling leads, and it's a very unique niches that there's virtually absolutely no competition. Valerie has joined. Okay, great. Oop. Gotta mute Rob. Okay. I don't know why some people need to be muted and others don't. Okay. Yeah, you're good. All right, you're good, Rob. All right, here we go. Now, it's my opinion that the way to make the most money is to find a strategy or technique that hardly anybody else knows. And this is as close to something that nobody else knows that I know of. All right. We got Valerie muted now. So I'm going to show you how to find clients tonight. A little bit more than the software. The software is pretty easy. We got a training video. It should be done tomorrow. But just realize that with the strategy that I'm showing you, the least of your worries is getting 100 to 200 calls for your clients with this technique. That's the least of your worries. The only hard part is finding the very targeted and specific niches that I'm talking about. And when you do, then your worries are over. Your absolute worries are over. So, let me give you some examples. I'm going to show Columbus, Ohio, Craigslist, and Cincinnati, Craigslist. There we go. So, how do you find the clients? Well, I want to show you the post for today and the last few days in Columbus, Ohio. Main category jobs, subcategory healthcare jobs. Right now, there are tens of thousands of people that are out of work and looking for jobs. And a lot of them go to Craigslist. I really don't know what the traffic is in this category, but the number of calls that my clients are getting, it just has to be absolutely gigantic. I don't know what it is. I don't care because I know the phone rings like crazy, and I'll show you why. Here is Columbus, Ohio, pretty good sized city. Craigslist jobs, healthcare jobs. Well, today, these are every post that went in today. Okay, that's active and posted today. So you can see that there's apprentice optician. You can see optician, home health care, front desk receptionist, activity assistant, medical secretary. That's a good one. Apprentice optician. You go down to Wednesday. You go down to, Wednesday. And you see a couple hygienists, dental assistant. Of course, nurses. Nurses are in big demand. Dental assistant, medical assistant, full-time dental assistant, home care company, massagist. So these are all chiropractic assistant. These are all positions that medical professionals have an ad placed on Craigslist in Columbus, Ohio, looking for an employee. Veterinary assistant, orthodontic assistant, dental assistant. They're looking for these lower paid assistant / technician type people. Another dental hygienist, dental assistant. Okay. Do you see any ads in here for a dental assisting training or dental assistant school? You do not see an ad in here. Not one. So if I had a client that owned a dental assistant school in Cincinnati, I would contact him. I'm figuring out the best way, whether by email or phone. I think phone's going to be better. I hired a full-time salesperson yesterday. They're going to start tomorrow. So in the next couple weeks, I'm going to tell you exactly the best way to get through the gatekeeper and the absolute best offer to get to the owner of these what's called short course schools. Dental assisting school, 11 weeks. Okay? If I decided, which I may, to find a dental assistant school in Cincinnati, I would ask them if they would like to get anywhere from 150 to 200 calls a month from students inquiring about becoming a student in their school. Okay? And they would look at me like a crazy salesman, because they're probably maybe seeing 10, maybe 12, 13 students in a 10 or 11 week program. That's the average. They get, $2,500 to $3,000 for a student. It's a 10 or 11 week program. They get a certificate at the end, which means nothing other than they've got training for it, and they can carry that into a dentist office and say, I'm trained as a dental assistant. Would you like to hire me? Well, we can't guarantee them jobs, but they go here and they already see there's a demand for dental assistants. So we're not lying. There are people looking to hire a dental assistant. So if they're not a dental assistant, their odds of getting that job increase greatly if they get the training. And that's how clients get, hundreds of calls every month. Because there is no competition. And even if there are 2 or 3 dental assistant schools in a city, for some reason they don't know that they can put an ad on here and quadruple their business. And of course, you're not going to tell them that, right? You're not going to ever tell any of these schools that they could put a real simple ad on Craigslist and make $100,000 a month. You can't tell them that. So I'm going to show you how you approach them and how you sign them up in a minute here. So that's Columbus. Here is Cincinnati. Let's go down to jobs, medical health, and see what's here. Thursday, veterinary dental receptionist, medical record specialist, nurse, insurance specialist. So this is the demand, okay? This is the demand by health professionals in Cincinnati of what they're looking for. In other words, the supply is not quite as strong as the demand. So if you find a bunch of like chiropractic assistants, then you should probably find a chiropractic assistant school. Or whatever you see the most ads for from doctors, that's the type of training you want to approach. Dental lab technician, dental chairside assistant, dental office manager. Dentist is a real good one. Physician assistant. Veterinary tech, that's a good one. Dental assistant. So do you see the technique? It's you find what doctors or lawyers or anyone are looking to hire, and then you approach that training center or school about providing them leads. Because if you put an ad here about become a dental assistant in 11 weeks, earn $17 to $18 an hour, the phone will ring off the hook for your client. I mean, just absolutely guaranteed. Okay? So dental uptime, just searching. Yeah, you're right, Lou. Yeah, you're A+ certified, right? Right, Lou? Just like I am. I'm A+ in hardware, software, and networking. Yeah, paralegals. Yeah, you are in MCP. So, and all these schools get minimum $2,500 to $3,000. If they're a technical college, they get upwards to $8,000 or $9,000 for this student because they get better reimbursement through a lot more state and federal programs. So it's about that easy. So let me show you. Let me. Where is that Oh, there it is. All right. So this is our technical college here in Charleston. Okay. These are their certificate courses. That's what a dental assistant is. Computer network, A+, culinary arts. I mean, look at all these. Look at all these. I mean, automotive, pharmacy technicians, massage therapist, medical office specialist. It sounds simple, but they would pay $2,000 to $3,000 to get that training. I mean, pharmacy tech. We just started a pharmacy tech training here in Charleston. So, so far the demand is not as great as a dental assistant, but it's still a good one. So I'm going to give you guys this PDF. I just copied it out of their manual. And then diplomas are even more schooling, and then you've got the higher end ones, but you don't need to get into that. So that's why I'm not worried about anybody else doing this besides me, because how could I possibly handle all this? I mean, and when I approach somebody, I'm either going to go, $10 or $12 a call, or probably minimum $1,300 to $1,500 a month, and I don't really care if they say yes or no, because I know the phone will ring. You just have to make sure that they have the money to pay you. If you go by the call, they're not going to believe how many calls they're going to get. Of course, you're going to record all the calls. Okay, so and the way you find these people is to just go to Google and type in a city and whatever short course program that you would like to work in, just type it in. You don't really want to work with a technical college. You want a independent, private type of training that is an entrepreneur, so you can get straight to them, bypass the gatekeeper, because they're competing with the technical college, of course. And the technical college, I mean, they don't do much marketing at all. Maybe a billboard, but they have no idea about Craigslist. I mean, they don't have a clue. And they're already so busy now. I mean, I heard our technical college is up 25% in enrollments in the past year because of the economy. So they're just flush with money. I mean, all these schools are just flush with money, because it's just psychology. When a person gets tired of looking for a job, they automatically say, I better get more education and training. And so you're just getting in front of these people and providing leads to the school. So whatever you're into and you know something about, of course you have to find the school or the training center, but they're all in the yellow pages. They're all in the yellow pages, and but obviously you want to find the niche that gets the most money from a student, because the more money they get from a student, the more they can pay you per lead or per month. So So that's a sample. Now, how do you close them? Well, here's the trick. Here's the secret right here. It's that, and I don't know how many clients you guys have had that pay, you know, $1,500 a month and up. I mean, some people have never had any. Some people, that's all they want, and some people like $200 or $300 a month clients. But here's what I've discovered, that business owners that make a really nice profit, which means they net, not gross, they net at least $100,000 a year, preferably $150,000 a year. They have a budget to pay for new clients. If a business owner only nets $50,000 a year, how can he afford to pay you $1,500 a month for some unknown entity? Because you're not guaranteeing him new clients. So here's the psychology behind this, which I learned this from advertising agencies. Advertising agencies never sell any one or two services. It's always a package. Always, because they're obviously trying to get big bucks, $5,000 a month and up, and they have to show that they are just working like crazy for their client. We have to go negotiate television spots and radio commercials. We have to produce this. We have to take our direct mail team and make everything and send it out. I mean, they make it sound like they're going to work night and day. And even a small business owner wants to think that if they're going to pay you $1,000 a month or up, they pretty much consider you a full-time employee. Now, they will never tell you that. I mean, ever. Never tell you that. But that's what they want. They want to go back to their wife or their friends and say, man, I just got the greatest deal I've ever made. This guy is going to do all this work for me for only $1,300 a month. He's going to do this, the website, he's going to do this, the targeting, the ads, he's going to do text message ops, he's going to do rate optimization, he's got a dedicated marketing executive, he's going to post on Craigslist, he's got technical support, he can use TeamViewer. Oh my God, what a deal. I mean, what a deal. 6-month commitment. What a deal. Now, of course, I made this so that they can they don't even have to send it to them. They fill this in, and then when they sign it, they can just sign it right here, hit submit, goes right back to you. It's a done deal. So, I mean, there's a lot to this, but the psychology of it is they pretty much think you're working 40 hours a week. And of course, you're not working 40 hours a week. For my clients, I'm only working maybe a couple hours a week, $1,500 a month, and I'll tell you why. Because of Craigslist. Because down here, Craigslist ad posting. Okay, and they can check whatever they want here, but usually they check everything. Okay, so that's the meat and potatoes. Now let me go over the pricing. Okay, so this is the pricing that goes with the contract, and mute. Ben mute. All right. So this is the pricing that goes with the contract. I didn't used to use contracts, and I was never able to get a high-paying client. But now it's actually easier to get a high-paying client than it is a low-paying client. So they always want options, good, better, best, because they want to act like it's their decision. So it pretty much covers everything and anything they could possibly need online. Branding, I mean, local directory, click to call, dedicated marketing executive, support creative team, remote tech support, and way down here, Craigslist post. 1 city, 3 cities, up to 5 cities. So got a little sales going on, 700, 1,000, 1,380. And for Lou, of course, he likes to make 2,000 or 3,000 a month. You give them a custom quote, Ultra VIP plan available for qualified partners, 2,000 a month and up. So, I mean, there's a lot to it, but it looks like you're just going to work night and day for them. That's what it looks like, and that's what they want. I mean, that's exactly what they want you to do. But of course, if we only had one client, we wouldn't make a very good living. Do you know what I do for my clients mainly out of all this? Right here at the bottom. I post on Craigslist. The rest of this, I only do it if they ask me. I've never had a complaint. Not one. Why? Because I figure I'm making my guys, I don't know, at least 50,000 a month profit, and maybe up to 75,000 a month from my Craigslist posting. Does anyone think that someone is going to fire me if I'm making them 50,000 a month? No. They're never going to fire me. When you put your client first, you never have to worry about getting fired. Okay, so that's the 2 parts of the contract. Oh, what else? Went over that. Certificate programs. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Okay, now let's get back to posting. So if you know that these clients, these type of niches, want more students, you absolutely know you can provide them, then the next step is the fulfillment. How do you post enough times per day, per week, to get them 100 to 200 calls a month? I mean, the size of the city has something to do with it, but I've always had my best luck in medium-sized cities, 300 to 500,000. I'm not quite sure why, but I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that Cincinnati city. I mean, it's a bigger city, but I mean, there wasn't one ad on there for competition. I mean, at Charleston here, we've got, I think, 2 competitors, and I still get them tons of calls. So it just doesn't matter, because, and you could check every city in the United States, and you won't see hardly anybody doing this. Okay, You can thank me later. So let's go to the software now, which hopefully all you guys have purchased, because you need to constantly post on Craigslist to make the phone ring. So let's go to, here's a Excel spreadsheet that I use when I post. I just made this. These are some of my Craigslist accounts, password. So when you would post for a new client, you would just make a campaign, just make it up, whatever it is. If it's dental school or roofer, lawyer, whatever it is. PVA number, it's a phone verified number that you have to purchase. Put the date you first posted. The IP address, which our software is going to tell you the IP address. Okay, we're adding that now. And then the renew date, which is 48 hours. You can not renew an ad for 48 hours. So you would put that in there when you renew. And then the second ad is posted date, the renew date, when that one's renewed 48 hours. And then the third ad in the renew date. We're going to put some code in this sheet here that the color changes and alerts you when the renew date is up. So every day when you've got 100 accounts, you or your VA can just go in and see the renew date in red. It will highlight and turn red and tell you time to renew. You just go in, and I'll show you in the software in a second how easy that is. But that's all you need. So it's a real simple Excel sheet. I'm going to tweak it and make it more automated because I have a lot of accounts now, and I was using Clad Genius, and it keeps track of all that, but it has other problems, so it's too automated. So this system works better. And this is the best I can come up with. If somebody else has a better idea, let me know. If you're an Excel expert and you can know anybody that can help me with this and automate this a little bit, that'd be great. So that's how I do it. I mean, that's all you need. Now the software. So right now we are logged into one of my accounts, and the hard part in posting is the initial ad to get your Gmail account and then your Craigslist account, which I use the same email and password for both, and then your first post on Craigslist. You're going to have to, they verify it with a cell phone number or landline number, so you have to get what's called phone verified accounts. I am just trying a new guy now that I just bought 10 accounts from this guy, which includes the Gmail account, the password, the Craigslist account, the password. The phone number has already been verified, so you get everything. You just type your Craigslist account and password in here, and you're good to go, and you just post your ad. He charges $27.50 for 10 of those, which is a steal. But I'm not going to give you the content yet because I don't know if the guy does a good job yet. I haven't got the accounts. I should get them tomorrow, the next day. But if they work, then that's golden. I mean, you don't have any work to do. They're done. So, and the hard part is just getting the first one up. That's it. You of course, I forgot to tell you something about the form here. Let me go back here. Now, we have found that you can post 3 ads with one IP address. Okay, 3 different ads from one IP address. So let's just say you're in Cincinnati, you want to post for a dental assistant school. You're sitting there with an IP address, at home, so you can use that IP address for 3 ads. Different ads, completely different. The title, the body, mostly different. As long as it's different, you're fine. 3 different ads. They'll post, they'll stick, and they'll be fine. In 48 hours, you can renew them. But if you want to really crank up the calls and you want to post 3 more ads in Cincinnati, you would have to use a different IP address. It can be a Cincinnati IP address, but a different. Do you see cleaner? Yeah, for each new post, Hef. Yeah, up here I forgot to show you. I'll show you in the software. So, and we used to think that you had to get, like, if you're in Cincinnati and you want to post in Cleveland, everyone was told that you had to use proxy rental and get an IP address in Cleveland. That's not true. I don't know who started that rumor, but if you want to post in Cleveland, Ohio, you could use one of your Cincinnati IP addresses, but you can only use the IP address, that IP address, for those Cleveland ads, those 3 Cleveland ads. So if you would buy 10 Cincinnati IPs and Craigslist accounts, you don't buy the IPs, 10 Craigslist accounts, you would have to have a service that can give you a lot of different IPs in Cincinnati. Now, you could just go to Starbucks and use their IP, but you'd have to go back for the 2nd and 3rd ad to that same Starbucks. Okay? Got it? So it's not as hard as you think. Hide my ass proxies don't really work. I don't think I have them, but I don't use them. So I am going to buy. I don't really know where I'm going to get the proxies yet or the IPs, but I'm going to get 20 or 30 IPs, Charleston IPs. I might use proxy rental. I know they're the best, and I just haven't gotten into it to see which program I'm going to buy. But if you have a neighbor or a friend, and you could just go there and post 3 ads per IP, okay? But if you have a new IP in Cincinnati, you could post in California for a school, okay? So that's the good news. I didn't know this either, but some guys have proved it to me. So that's how the IP works. Of course, proxy rental's the best. So that's why the IP is important, so that when you post your 3 ads for this account, it has to be the same IP. When you come down to this account, 3 more ads, that IP better be different, okay? So all these IPs, different, all the way down the line. So somehow you got to get IP someplace. And yes, you don't need CCleaner because we have that in the software up here. File, clear history. Cache is cleared. He worked a long time on that. It's cleared. Okay, so you don't need that. So this is one of my accounts. As I said, when you renew an account, you just click on renew. Boom. Oh, seems to be a problem with this posting. Maybe I have to log out and log in. cache clear, log in. Here's the rest of the software, just like Craigslist. And when you get to the end, when you post the first ad, you'd put your phone verification number in here, and it'll send you the verification code. Let's let's put another account in here. So let's try this one. Copy, paste. There we go. Log in. Okay. Another account. Couple to renew. Active. I can read. Yeah. See, I haven't been keeping up on this because I totally let the Clad Genius do it, and it did do a good job. So, doesn't proxy rental rotate the IPs? No, you have to go rotate them yourself, unless your software is integrated with proxy rental. It does it automatically, which again takes time. It goes through like, I don't know, 20 IPs to find the city, so it really takes too much time. I mean, you are better off, as I said, finding a proxy service that you can get, 50 IPs in one city. That's really all you need. 50 different IPs in the city you're in. That's it. That's all you need. Wherever, and I don't know what the service is. Proxy rental has a geo program where you can just pick the city, but they don't have, a bunch of different IPs from one city. So that's a problem. Now, HMA, Hide My Ass, does have cities that has 10 or 15 IPs in cities. So, so I'm still trying to get the perfect IP. I missed the previous the webinar replay and just an email goes to it. Yeah, I know that, Mike. And Proxify. Okay, I'll try Proxify. But it's really easier now because you don't need to have proxies all over the country. I mean, you really don't. You just need to, you need to have 50 to 100 proxies, and just make sure you use one IP for 3 ads. That's it. That's the formula. So the software, like here's we'll renew that one, and so it's renewed. Just that simple. And then I'm going to log out. I'm going to log back in. And when you repost, it's gonna check your email account again. So let's repost. Done with images. Publish. Well, sometimes you have to go when they send you a confirmation link in your email account. This time it didn't. So we'll log out and clear the cache, clear the history, and we could log into another account. So what ratting is, the IP will change, and it'll show up the top, so you can make sure when you look at your Excel sheet that you're using the right IP for the right ads. And we're going to have all your accounts in a database. So when you click the drop down to log in, you'll have all these accounts in a drop down, and maybe in campaigns, so you can just click on that to change accounts really fast. So you do save time, and of course we have all the states and cities abbreviated. We have the same categories as Craigslist, and once you log in, this changes to show them all. So if you were going to say Albany, Georgia, when these show up, these pop-ups, just click OK. Choose the type. If you want job offered, I abide by these guidelines. Then all the healthcare jobs and all the subcategories show up. You just click on that. If you want to do paralegal, submit. Oop, we're not logged in. Now we're logged in. Okay, so if I wanted to post in paralegal, job offered, submit. So it's it's kind of like Craigslist, only you have everything contained in an application, so you don't have to log in and log out of pages. We've even got a you can look at your postings. You can go active postings, only active ones, and you can look at inactive ones. If you've made drafts of your postings, that'll show up here. You have no searches, settings. It tells you your handles and your passwords, how long you can stay in for. And then some cities, of course, unfortunately, Craigslist is charging in some cities, like in the jobs category for healthcare. In Atlanta, it's $25. Okay, $25 a post. So that's not a good thing. Auto posts now are $5. So it's going that way. So you have to have the proxy in that city, not in anywhere else in the U.S. Yeah, yeah, you can have proxies. It doesn't matter where the proxy is. In other words, what part of the country, as long as you use that same proxy for all 3 ads. Okay? Yeah, Hef says there's squid proxies. Well, Hef, you're going to have to call me up tomorrow. You know more about proxies than I do, it looks like. So, from Cincinnati IP just now. Yeah, based on the Cleveland example from Cincinnati IP just now. Okay. And then if you do want to go into a city where it costs, you can set up your paid account to, pay Craigslist before you post. This software is it's still developing, but you can only make it so automated because Craigslist will find out what you're doing, and then they'll flag your account. So you still have to be careful, but you can see that once you get the ball rolling and you have a system to renew your ads, and you watch your IP addresses, and the phone's ringing off the hook for your client, I mean, it's sky's the limit. You just have to find clients. Now, and I will provide more training on that as my salesperson starts tomorrow calling and sending emails out. I'm going to give them all the examples of what to do, and then we're just going to see what works the best. And I'm going after dental assistant schools. The good news of that is that there's 106 dental assistant schools in dentist offices. So that's a double whammy. When you try to get them as a client, you could get their school plus their office, or just their office, or just their school. So that could be a big deal. But anyway, there's, as I said, legal assistants, paralegals, pharmacy techs. You want the simplest type of training that the students will pay the most money for. You can see there's almost no competition. So not getting phone calls is the least of your worries. And you can see that with a couple days worth of training, you could hire a VA in Panama or on Odesk or someplace, and $350 a month. They could be managing. One person could definitely manage all these accounts, no problem. Probably twice that many. They just have to be organized and focused, and this Excel sheet is going to help a lot. They'll just every day they'll log in, they'll look at the Excel sheet, they'll hit the renews that are up, and then for new clients they will have to add the Craigslist accounts in here, and then they'll have to make the ads. And I haven't talked about the ads, but I really just use fairly simple text ads. I don't get into anything crazy. Let me see what else here. You don't really have to. And it's been my experience that the ads with images in them get flagged and ghosted more than ads with just text. I've had ads with just one sentence or two sentences. It never gets flagged or ghosted, So, but see, I'm not looking for links to a website. I'm only looking for phone calls. So I don't put links in my ads or nothing. It's just a phone number, an ad, that's it. Call now. Now, the subject line is very, very, very important, as you know. And I get a little aggressive on the subject lines, but a great one is dental assistant needed. Well, it's a little misleading because it looks like a dentist needs a dental assistant, but then you preface it by become a dental assistant in 11 weeks. Industry average is $17 an hour, and then in the body you put some other things down. So it's a little deceptive, but boy, does the phone ring. It just rings like crazy. One of our offices, the girl told me that she didn't want the ad anymore because so many people were calling up, and some of them thought, they had a job. They were going to walk in and have a job tomorrow. So we had to change the subject line a little bit, but it really works. But I have all my ads that I've used for this type of school, and I'll share those with you. In the future. How much are you paying your VA and salesperson per hour, and how many hours a week? My salesperson, I'm giving him 50% of any deal he does. I found the link. Oh yeah, you found the link. Yeah, these are the links up on the screen now. This is a $1 trial here, and this is where I put all my replays and some other free software I'm going to put every week up here. I think somebody's... Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Got everybody muted now. So, yeah, this is for the $1 trial. This is where the replays are going to be and the training. We have a full-time programmer that works on the software. He is working on it as we speak right now. Adding the IP changer or the IP, show you what IP you have, and the database. So all the accounts will be in a database, so you don't have to pull them from your spreadsheet. You still need a spreadsheet though, unless we incorporate that in the future. But he's available. He'll be on the Skype group almost every day, and it was actually his idea to make it. I mean, I kept complaining so much about Clad Genius software that it was just screwing up and automated, and all those deleted accounts were mainly because of the software. It just went crazy. Can you put the link in the chat box? Yeah. So just one day he said, I'm making Craigslist software. I go, you are? He goes, yeah. He had to bring in a high-powered C+ developer, and they worked a few weeks, night and day, to get it to where it is. What the heck? Ah, there it is. That's the PayPal $1, and I'm not going to blatantly solicit the software and the training on JVZoo or any place, because Craigslist doesn't exactly like us entrepreneurs that want to post more than one post a day. They want just regular people. So this is but this is it's kind of auto, but it's not. It's manual. It's just an organization tool so that a VA, yeah, I would pay a VA no more than $300 or $350 a month full time, and in my salesperson, I'm going to give him 50% of a deal. And every deal I told him it's got to be at least $1,000 minimum. He can't sell anything less than that. So he's psyched up, and I think he's going to do great. I have done my research and gotten most of the dental schools around the country. You know, it does take some time and research to get them. So whatever niche that you pick, try to see what the demand is. Go on to Google or whatever your scraper you're using and just try to download all the schools and go from there. I don't know of a better business model right now. I just don't. I wished I had my own online school. In fact, I'm thinking about making my own. I'm not going to do a brick and mortar school like my client has. He has all brick and mortar dental schools. He's got about 7 or 8 of them, but I would love to have an online version of a dental assistant school, just straight online, and just go nationwide with it, and then sell it. How's that sound? I'm not getting much of a response from you guys. So I will, have this replay up tomorrow, and there'll be some training on the software. And I think the only part that we all need to work on is how to find these schools, how to find, if there's a directory someplace, or I don't know, the quickest, easiest way to find them, and the quickest, easiest way to get to the owner and just cut a deal. I mean, I'm probably just going to offer to give them 3 or 4 free calls because it's so easy to give them the calls. But, I hate to do that because some of these guys are pretty sneaky, and they may look on Craigslist while you're posting for them and see your ad, and then I go, I'm going to think about it, and well, in fact, they saw your ad on Craigslist and they're just going to copy it. But they don't like posting, and they get the girls to try it, but then they have other work, so they don't do it consistently. So they usually come back to you. It's consistency. It's consistency, and we know good subject lines, and we know good, direct marketing techniques to make the phone ring. Many people who call say, they saw the ad on Craigslist. I don't, I have not listened to all the calls, the recordings. I mean, I should, I guess. I've got hundreds and hundreds of them, but and my one client has a main answering service now. He has one girl. They do say that. Okay. Many people who call say they saw the ad on Craigslist. Oh, they do say that. Okay. So, and that's the other part. I mean, your client needs to have a good salesperson, a good voice to try to close them. I mean, if they can't close the deals, then that's a problem. So I was talking to an advertising agency guy last night, and he's had to insist that every time he takes a new client now, that they allow his team to go in and train his salespeople, the people that answer the phone, how to sell, because they were just losing so many leads. So part of the contract is his team goes in and trains them how to answer the phone and sell. And he said their conversions went way up. I think that's a great idea. I don't have that problem with most of my clients. But you might, like a dentist, they're not salespeople usually. So, and usually their schools are minuscule because they don't put much effort into it. So, but that's, other than that, making sure your client can close the deals, have a good phone voice, and how to get to them, whether it's by phone, direct mail, or email. I'm probably going to try all three, and I'll let you guys know which one works the best. And the other thing that I'm doing is I'm branding myself local marketing experts, and I'm trying to come across as more of a bigger entity than just a lone wolf out there. We shouldn't have to do it, but we're fighting the big companies and the ad agencies. They can put on a real good dog and pony show. So it helps to kind of have some brand, like you're bigger than, particularly if you're asking for a lot of money. So, any other questions, guys? I hope next week I can give you some definite ways that work to get clients, because that's what I should know by this time next week. Sounds good. Yep, they do say that. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Because if you can get if you can get them lots of calls, and you know how to get them, and you can close them, then it's for 7 days, and then it's $17 a month. And the reason is that Craigslist will change their code maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, and to keep the software running, when they do that, we have to change the code too. We had to completely change the whole software once already because they went in and changed a few things. We had to completely start over. So I'm anticipating that it will continue, but I'm going to try to stay under the radar. I'm not going to see any big pitch for it. Wouldn't the type of school owner be an advertiser? Yellow Pages or what? Yellow Pages. Wouldn't the type be an advertiser? Yeah, Yellow Pages is a great place to look for schools. I mean, I've downloaded all those schools from Yellow Pages, yellowpages.com. Done Google scrapes. And I'm going to be searching for new niches too. I mean, I'm posting for pharmacy technician. I mean, that's a great one because, think about it. As the generation gets older, everybody's going to need more and more drugs to live longer, and the pharmacies aren't going away, and they're going to need pharmacy techs forever and ever, and somebody has to train those pharmacy technicians. It's we have a curriculum for it. It's kind of intense, a lot of math, but that's a great one. That's never going away, and dentists aren't going away. Opticians technician, veterinary technician. They're all good ones. They're all great. Vets aren't going to go away. So I think it's an evergreen business. It's an evergreen business, and people, they don't want to go to 4 years of college. They just want a nice job that makes decent money and have fun. So I am going to shut her down if there's nothing else, and we'll just go forward with new information. And I'm hoping somebody, gets a client here, Ben, for 25 per post. For how many days? Oh, that's just one post, Ben. Yeah. So you kind of want to avoid the cities that charge $25 per post. It's not every city. I only know of two, Atlanta and Charlotte right now, but I'm sure there's more. So thanks. See you in the Skype group. I will. All right, guys. Have a good night, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.